Here we go. England's first World Cup game coming up. Live commentary next. Yes, hello and welcome to Turns and Talks live audio coverage of tonight's World Cup match from Dallas between England and Croatia. Look at the two sides, starting with England. In goal for England, number 1, Jordan Pickford. Across the back four, Reece James, Ezri Konsa, John Stones, and Nico O'Reilly. In front of them, we've got Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice. Then we've got Noni Madueke, Jude Bellingham, and Anthony Gordon playing behind Harry Kane. For Croatia, Dominic Livakovic starts in goal, and they're having a back three of Josip Sotalo, Luka Vuskovic, and Josko Vardiol. The wing backs on the right hand side, Josip Stanisic, on the left hand side, Ivan Perisic, then Luka Modric and Petar Sucic in the middle. Then we have Mario Pasalic, Martin Baturina, and then up front it is Petar Musa. So let's have a look at the game in a bit more detail for you now. Hopefully that's not trailing across the whole of the stream. Carrying the weight of expectation as they bid to win the first international trophy since 1966, England will hope German boss Thomas Tuchel is the man to finally end the long wait. A German in charge of the England national team stoked much debate, as did his controversial squad selection, with countless big hitters left out, but winning their 2 pre-tournament friendlies to 0 perhaps hints he's got his squad balance just right, with momentum on their side after qualifying with a 100% record and without conceding a single goal. The Three Lions also have a history in their favour, as they've lost only 1 of the last 8 opening matches at the World Cup, whilst the fact only 1 European side has beaten them since the conclusion of Euro 2024 should further stoke belief. Croatia's route to these finals was equally as plain sailing as England's, as they went unbeaten in their qualification campaign. They've produced a mixed bag of results since then across 4 friendlies, 1-2 lost 2, and conceding in each of them hints at some defensive fragilities, which can hardly be deemed well-timed for a nation who's only won 1 of their last 5 World Cup openers. 1 draw, 3 defeats. Slow start or not, Croatia shouldn't be written off, having reached the semi-finals in the last 2 World Cups, whilst going unbeaten across the group stages of those 2 tournaments, won 4, drew 2. Highlights what tricky opponents they can be. Let's look at the head-to-heads between the two sides, and there's been a lot of games between England and Croatia. So let's have a look. Their last 5 meetings, England have won their last one in the Euros, 1-0. The Nations League was also England's with a 2-1 win. The one before that was a 0-0 draw, also in the Nations League. Last time they met at the World Cup, Croatia won 2-1, but England before that beat them 5-1. So there are a lot of wins in there. Do drop in your score predictions for this one. I am very excited to see this. Hello, Ashley. Welcome in. How are we? Also, if you can, let me know if the screen does start flickering again tonight. I'm not quite sure what is going on between the talking between OBS and StreamYard, but we shall see what occurs. I'm excited for this one this evening. Let's go. I think the battles out wide is going to be incredibly interesting this evening. Madueke and Gordon getting in down the sides, because obviously they're playing a back 3 with wing backs, and Ivan Perisic is 37 playing at left wing back against Noni Madueke. That'll definitely be one to watch. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Ashley. I am good. Let's go. And if you are new here on YouTube, don't forget to drop me a subscribe and drop a like on the stream. And if you are over on Twitch, hello. Don't forget to drop me a follow if you are new. Let's go. And don't forget to share out the stream on all your relevant places. We are about 4 minutes away from the allotted kickoff time. And I think they have just completed the national anthems, so we shall get started very soon. I can tell you that the referee today is Clement Turpin. Oh. Let's go. The key player, I'd still say Harry Kane, to be fair. Um, I think it'll be tight. It'll be definitely a tight one to call, but um, I still think that England will just about edge this. Um, Croatia are not the side they used to be. They've lost a few of their highly rated players: Mandzukic, Rakitic, Brozovic. All are not starting. You've also not got Lovren, Vida, Pleticosa in goal. But to commit the officials: Nicolas Danos, Benjamin Pages, Katia Garcia, and Sandra Ramirez. 3 from France and 2 from Mexico. And then we'll have a look at the VARs in just a second here. The VARs tonight is Jerome Brassard from France, Willie Delajob from France, and Fedayi San from Switzerland. They are your VAR officials this evening. Let's go. If you're also in here, there are also 4 people across the chats. If you do want to get your score predictions in, do drop them in the chat. Mine is 2-1 like Ashley. I think that that'll definitely make for a good start to the tournament. Just got to make sure we don't go like Portugal and Spain, where they both have opening draws. It'd be nice to see an England win to start off things here in Dallas. We also have Ghana and Panama in our group. So really getting off to a good start will stand us in good stead for that second game against Ghana, because that is going to be no easy feat either, to be fair. They look quite organised. We'll see how they go in their first game after this. But it's very important that we get off to a good start here and don't get too sucked into that back three and not be able to break them down. We have got players that can definitely unlock sides here, so we need to make use of that. Bellingham, Madweke, and Gordon have to definitely try and get into some good areas to supply Harry Kane. But also Elliot Anderson in there as well. He could play a ball through the middle and basically play those diagonals as well. So, and let's not forget Declan Rice. But England look like they have the kickoff here. So we'll see how that goes in just a second. Doo, doo, doo. As we await kickoff, Declan Rice will take the kickoff in just a second. We are about a minute away from 9. I've just clicked over to 9. Yeah, counting down, I think. 3, 2, 1. And we're underway with Declan Rice. He's played it backwards now, and it's with Jordan Pickford. Pickford clears long, upfield, over the top. Is headed away there by Vuskovic. Only as far as Sušić. Widen out of play there for a throw to Croatia, which just and it's going to still taken now by Gvardiol. Hello, Bonds, Emma 130. Welcome in. Let's go. How are we? Welcome in. If you are new here, don't forget to drop me a follow. It'd be greatly appreciated. As Jordan Pickford clears long over the top, looking towards Gordon, but it's claimed now by Livrakovic. And Livrakovic is going to drop this to Satalo. As Tom Tuchel there, back Livrakovic. And player up field, up pass is it's on now towards striker there, Musa. But now Pickford claims it and passes it out to Stones. Stones back to Pickford. Now dinks it out to that far side to O'Reilly. O'Reilly turns, slides it across now to Stones. Stones inside his own box, plays it back out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, good press here from Croatia. There's now with Anthony Gordon. Actually, that's Anderson, sorry. And he's now played it out of play there for the first early corner for Croatia. Really hoping that England don't decide to start passing it around. Ivan Perisic will take this over on that far side. Players in the box here. There's been a bit of pushing and shoving. But Ivan Perisic will get this one into the box as soon as he can. Your timer is glitching, by the way. Yeah, I think the whole stream's glitching. Perisic whips it in. And it's come all the way to the back post there to the number 6 for Croatia, Salo, and over the bar. Your timer is glitching. Yeah, I think he might actually be the stream and reloading. I'm not exactly sure why. If that screen on here is stopped altogether. Do I still get audio? Because I'm not really sure. This is starting to bug me now. Now with Stones. Stones is well, good like for a throw. Actually, Riley's going to throw back to Stones. Stones now across to Pickford. Pickford. It's now with yeah, I can hear you, but it keeps cutting out a bit. Like try and work out what's going on here because it's lagging really bad. Apologies. Which one is it connected to? Bear with me, chat. This is not kind of how I wanted it to go, but I'm struggling to get the lag. Okay. Okay. Hornson. Now across to Reece James. Reece James. Elliot Anderson. Work out whether. I think it's the virtual camera that's probably doing it. It's not that. It's a connectivity. Right, okay. It's now with Esri Konsa. Konsa across to Stones. Stone. And he's bringing this ball out. And it's played across now to Esri Konsa. Konsa forward to Bellingham. Bellingham into Anderson. Anderson now to Kane. And Kane to Rice. Rice. Still going as Declan Rice over halfway. And now looks up. And plays it back across to Elliot Anderson. Anderson. Turns. And he plays it back to Esri Konsa. Konsa now. Um, Bear with me, I'm trying to fix the lag. Resources are overloaded or due to permissions conflict in OBS and your OS. Run as administrator and GPU settings. Close OBS. Declan Rice has a corner and it's whipped into the box. Headed down there by Konsa. It's down by Weke who goes down, and England have a penalty. Um, um, this is bugging. Harry Kane has a penalty for a foul on Madueke in the box. So let me try and at least do something commentary wise. Kane gets ready to take this penalty. He steps back. And we now wait for Harry Kane to take this penalty. Steps up. And it's saved by Livakovic. That was a terrible penalty from Harry Kane. He's complaining about something, is Harry Kane here. And it's gone out for a corner, but Clement Turpin is currently waiting for VAR to talk to about something here. I still say that was a terrible penalty from Kane. VAR check on the penalty. It looks like... Oh, Livrakovic looks like he's off the line when that's taken. Looks like he's overstepped the line. So the penalty gets to be retaken again here. Is the lag still prominent here, guys, by the way? Don't know if the lag is still there or not at the minute, so we'll have to see. But Harry Kane gets a second go at taking his penalty. So he puts the ball down again here. Does Harry Kane. So we had a penalty that was saved by Livrakovic, but he has to retake this now because Livakovic was way off his line. So Harry Kane take 2 on the penalty. So we wait for him to step up. And again he steps up. And this time he buries it in the bottom corner. And England have the early lead. England lead by 1-0. Harry Kane from the penalty spot. That's a bit more like it. Harry Kane takes full advantage here of the lead, of the penalty, with the second go of the spot after the first one was saved by Livakovic, but he has to retake it because Livakovic was off his line. Good early commanding start here for the Three Lions. Let's go. Ugh, I nearly have nothing open. Close that. Close that. And we're back underway here. And number 4 plays it back. Guardiola plays it back to Livakovic, who clears long. And it's now gone back to Concert. James, and James heads it back to Pickford. Pickford now. It's now with Anderson. Anderson gives it back to Stones. And Stones now goes back to Pickford. Pickford dinks the ball out to this near side, but it's headed forward, but claimed now by Kane. Kane plays it forward. Couldn't quite direct it to Madueke, and Gvardiol now plays it inside to Modrić. Modrić down to this near side with Pasalic, and it's now to number 22, Vuskovic. Vuskovic now to Satalo, and Satalo gives it wider to Stanisic. Stanisic now inside to the number 15 there, Pasalic, and Pasalic now back to Satalo. Satalo to Stanisic, and Stanisic now to Satalo, and Satalo to Vuskovic. Vuskovic now gives it down to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now to Vuskovic, and Vuskovic across to Satalo. It's now with Pasalic, and Pasalic wider to Stanisic. Stanisic comes charging forward towards halfway and over halfway. And it's now with, on that far side, number 17 here, which is Sucic. Sucic into the box, and it's just in front there of, I think it was in front of Musa. He was trying to claim for a penalty, but it's actually gone out for a corner. Ashley, is it still lagging? As the corner's given here, I think. Oh no, he's given a goal kick. Jordan Pickford has a goal kick. As we look again here at the, no, he falls to the floor. It actually comes off of Musa whilst he's falling as well. James plays it to Pickford. Pickford. It's now cleared long up towards Harry Kane. Kane now out to the near side to Madueke. Madueke charging forward here towards the edge of the box. Goes into the box. Pulls it across. Can't quite get through Gvardiol. And it's gone out for a corner. On this near side for England. Good breakaway there from Noni Madueke. He was definitely on side with Madueke. And in the end, he probably should have given it across a bit quicker. But it was blocked off actually by Satalo. And it's gone out for a corner to England. Which Declan Rice is going to take. Rice on this near side. Gets ready to whip this one in, does Declan Rice. Rice whips it in into the box, and it goes all the way through and out to Anderson. Anderson shoots, blocked, and now Anderson can take it down again here and plays it back to Pickford. Pickford now. It's now played over towards It's near side with Rice. Rice is out for a England throw to deflect off of Perisic. And it's now with James. James to Anderson. Anderson is now with Stones, and Stones gives it to O'Reilly. And O'Reilly wides that far side to Gordon. Now it's with John Stones. Stones now to James. And it's now back with Pickford. Jordan Pickford plays it forward to Kane. Kane, who's dropped really deep and now plays a long ball over the top. Blocked there by Vuskovic. It's now with Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Sušić. Now back to Vuskovic. Vuskovic across to Satalo. Satalo. Now to Stanisic, but it's inside to Musa. Musa goes back to Pasalic. Pasalic now gives it across to Sušić, and it's now with Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Satalo, and Satalo dinks it over the top, and it's now claimed by Jordan Pickford. Pickford now out to Rice. Rice rolls with the ball and plays it now across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to Rice. Rice carrying the ball forward here, and then gives it across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa to Bellingham, and Bellingham now to James. James goes back to Konsa. Konsa now gives it across to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now plays it out to John Stones. Stones. And it's now back to Pickford. Pickford now inside to Anderson, and Anderson gives it back to Stones. Stones out to O'Reilly, and O'Reilly down to Rice. Rice now brings it out towards halfway, and then plays it inside to Bellingham. Bellingham gives it back quickly to Konsa, and now Konsa into Anderson. Anderson now plays it across and down to the near side to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham over the top, looking there for the run of Reece James. Nothing, couldn't quite get there. It's now back with Livrakovic, who clears long and headed forward by Stones. Flicked by Bellingham up towards Rice. Rice now heads it across to O'Reilly, and it's going to be a foul there on Sušić, and a free kick to Croatia. Let me see if I can actually. How do I do that? It's now with Vuskovic. Vuskovic. He gives it across to Satalo. Satalo now gives it to Vuskovic, and Vuskovic widens his near side to Gvardiol. Gvardiol back to Vuskovic. Vuskovic now has it, and he's played it inside to Sušić. Sušić carrying the ball forward, and now plays it inside, and intercepted there by Anderson. Good interception by Anderson. And he goes down, nothing given, and it's now with Vuskovic, who then goes down, and it's going to be a free kick to Croatia. Good early start and good competitive start here from both sides. I've been very impressed so far with the workload from both sides here. And it's now with the number 14 for Croatia, Perisic. And it's now intercepted, and Bellingham's come charging forward the other way. Bellingham now. Good run here from Jude Bellingham towards the edge of the box. Gets into the box. Can't quite get through. And in the end, it goes to the hands of Livrakovic. And Livrakovic bowls this one out to Pasalic. Pasalic now has it. He's got Modrić to the side, but Modrić makes a run. Still here now with Pasalic. And Pasalic now gives it across this near side to Gvardiol. Gvardiol dinks it over the top. And in the end, it's going to go bounce all the way through to Jordan Pickford. Pickford to Stones, and Stones to Rice. Rice now charging forward. And gives it inside now to Anderson. No, that was Gordon. And it's now with Konsa. Ezri Konsa has it, and it's now played inside to Bellingham. Bellingham down to James. Reece James now plays it back inside to Konsa. Konsa now gives it to Pickford. Pickford looks up. Was going to go long. Thinks better of it, and now plays it inside to Rice. Rice now to Gordon. Gordon turns. Good turn from Anthony Gordon and plays it down to this near side, but nobody had made the run. Nobody was getting there, and it's now going to be gone out for a goal kick to Croatia and Dominic Livakovic. We look again at this penalty that had to be retaken. Yeah, he's miles off his line, Livakovic. I wasn't surprised with that one. He's not got any of his boot on the goal line when Harry Kane strikes that. Correct decision to make Harry Kane retake that. And now, before we get the goal kick to be retaken, we get a hydration break after 22 minutes here in Dallas. And England have got the early lead here from the Harry Kane penalty. Let's have a look at what else is going on stats-wise here. So in the first 22 minutes, it's looking like this. 59% possession for England to Croatia's 41. Total shots 5 for England, 1 for Croatia, 1 on target for England, none for Croatia. 1 big chance for England, 0 for Croatia. 2 corners to Croatia's 1. And it's an 82% possession passing accuracy for England to Croatia's 81. The XG is 0.63 to England, 0 for Croatia. 1 shot on target for England, 4 block shots to Croatia's 0, and there has been 0 cards so far. That is your stats up to date as of 23 minutes. And we now are looking again at the penalty that was taken correctly and scored by Harry Kane. Really well taken down to the left-hand side, the keeper's right. Sent the keeper the wrong way after basically having to retake it from Livakovic being off his line. After that, to be honest, it wasn't there wasn't too much more chances. There was a good movement from Bellingham and Anderson in there, but apart from that, there wasn't really much else of chances to be taken. And we're just looking here again at the passing out from England to get Rice away earlier on. It's decent possession. They just need to be careful they don't mess around with it too much and get caught out with playing out from the back. It's always a bit of a risk when you do that. However, so far we've been tidy enough with it. We're still in the hydration break here, which is why there's no active commentary. But let's see whether England can make anything else of this after this break. And really, Croatia, for all of their kind of tidy, kind of organised formational play here, there's not been really too much in terms of chances going the other way. Haven't seen much here of Sušić or Baturina, either side of Musa. From the graphic on the screen, Pasalic and Sušić have swapped over, and Pasalic is now alongside Modrić. Sušić is alongside Baturina. But we are about to get underway again here with Livakovic to take the goal kick on to our right as we look at the screen. And Livakovic clears long upfield now, and it's headed on by Anderson to Rice. Rice goes back to O'Reilly, and O'Reilly turns and gives it inside to John Stones. It's now with Anderson to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now gives it back to Stones. Stones across to Pickford, and now Pickford comes strolling out towards the edge of the box and clears this one long, looking there for the run of Anthony Gordon, but Satalo takes that down and plays it back to Livakovic. Livakovic now clears this one long. upfield. And it's now going to be taken down there by Musa to Modrić. Modrić battling away and gives it to Pasalic. Pasalic now to this near side to Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Perisic. And Perisic now gives it inside to Vuskovic. And Vuskovic now across to Satalo. And Satalo to Modrić. Modrić now brings it forward and gives it across to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now to Modrić. Modrić whips it out to that far side to Stanisic. Stanisic now gives it back to Satalo. And Satalo into the middle again to Modrić. Modrić now down to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now to Perisic, and Perisic down the line further. And he gives it to Butterina, who gives it back to Perisic and then goes back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol brings it inside, then plays it to Vuskovic. Vuskovic now gives it back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic now passes it out to Satalo, and Satalo to Livrakovic. Livrakovic now clears this one long upfield out towards Perisic. It's one back there by Anderson and given to Pickford. Jordan Pickford now. And he plays it out to Konsa. Ezri Konsa, the Aston Villa defender, now gives it inside to Anderson. Anderson now across to Stones, and Stones out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly into the middle to Kane, who's lost out now to Musa. Musa turns, but actually that's probably Vuskovic well forward. And in the end, Clement Turpin gives England the free kick for a foul on Harry Kane. Harry Kane's dropping really deep so far and letting Gordon and Madueke charge forward. There's actually a foul there on Harry Kane from Vuskovic. He's gone flying forward from centre back, and it's now with Jordan Pickford. Pickford. And he gives it now to Stones. Stones across to O'Reilly. And O'Reilly now gives it back to John Stones. And Stones clears this one long upfield, but it's intercepted there by Gvardiol. And Gvardiol plays it across to Satalo. Satalo back to Livrakovic. And now Livrakovic plays it to Gvardiol. Gvardiol. And he plays it back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic is still strolling around his box now and plays it forward and wide towards Sušić. It's now taken down by Musa. Musa gives it wide towards number 14 here, Perisic. Perisic having a run at James, and then goes back and plays it back and across now to Vuskovic. Vuskovic now plays it wider to Sušić. Actually, no, that's Stanisic. Stanisic cuts it back and it flicked forward and headed out there by James, only as far as Modrić. Modrić now goes back to Satalo, and Satalo gives it to Pasalic. Pasalic to Modrić. Modrić now back to Pasalic. And he gives it now to Budimir. Not Budimir, Baturina. And it's now with Perisic, and Perisic to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now to Vuskovic. Vuskovic forward to Pasalic. Back to Vuskovic. And Vuskovic now across to Satalo. Satalo to Vuskovic, who gives it down to this near side now to Sušić. Sušić carries it inside and gives it to Vuskovic. Vuskovic now forward to, well, actually gone back to Satalo. Satalo to Stanisic. Stanisic, and it's intercepted there well by Gordon. Gordon to Bellingham. Bellingham now back to Gordon. Gordon flicks it onto Rice. Rice now to Harry Kane. Kane gives it down to this near side to Madueke. Madueke cross the ball in. Can't quite get through to Bellingham. They're all appealing here as Bellingham's gone down inside the box. I'm not quite sure what's been given here, but Madueke drives the box. It's played inside and Bellingham's gone down, but it's gone back to Pickford, so I'm not sure what went on there whilst we watched the replay. And it's now with Reece James. James to Stones. Stones now And he's slowing the game down here as John Stones. And is now giving it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly gives it back to Stones. Stones. And again, he's slowing it down. And now plays it inside to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Anderson. Anderson goes down and gets the free kick. And now Anderson's going to look to take the free kick, but now we're looking at a replay again here. Ugh. That's probably the first proper chance that Bellingham had since Kane's penalty. And it's now with Declan Rice to Anderson. Anderson, forward to O'Reilly. O'Reilly somehow has to keep, actually lost. Actually, no, they've given a free kick here. I thought that Croatia had won that back, but there's a foul there on Nico O'Reilly. So it's going to be another England free kick, which Declan Rice will take. And it's given wide to Gordon. Trying to get past Stanisic, but in the end it deflects off Stanisic and out for a throw to England on that far side, which O'Reilly's going to take. Nico O'Reilly throws this one in and back to Stones. Stones. And he goes back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford. And he clears it long up now to the run there of Kane, but it's headed forward and won there by Baturina. It's now out to Stanisic. Stanisic battling with O'Reilly. Goes down, does Stanisic, and I believe Croatia get the free kick for a foul there by Nico O'Reilly. Yeah, there's a big battle there, and Stanisic was pulled over by O'Reilly, so that's going to be a Croatia free kick, which they've taken quickly, and it's now with Vuskovic to Gvardiol. Gvardiol turns, and he keeps turning one way then the other, and then plays it over the top, looking there for the run of Baturina. But Pickford's out there quickly, and in the end puts it out for a Croatia throw. Not really composed so far since the hydration break of England, and it's now with Baturina inside to Perisic. Perisic dinks the ball over the top. Looking there for Musa, and it's won back by Bellingham. Bellingham goes charging forward. He's got Madueke to the right. Slides it in front of Madueke. Charging forward towards the box. Madueke now into the box. Still going with Madueke. Now pulls it back to James. James dinks it into the box. Flicked out there by Satalo. Only as far as O'Reilly. And O'Reilly inside to Rice. Rice to Anderson. Anderson now down to James. And James to Madueke. Madueke back round the corner to Reece James, who whips the ball into the box. Can't quite get to Kane as Satalo heads up but not away. Rice then flicks it down, but not any kind of direction. It's won there by Perisic. It's now cleared away by Satalo. Satalo out there to Perisic. And it's now with Gvardiol. Gvardiol keeps hold of it and plays it back to Vuskovic. And Vuskovic goes back to Livrakovic. To Satalo. And it's now with Sušić. Sušić further forward to Pasalic. Pasalic can't quite get there. And it's now got out of play for a throw, which O'Reilly takes quickly inside to Stones. Rice now to Anderson. And Anderson to Konsa. Konsa gives it back to Pickford. Pickford out to Stones. And Stones now to Rice. Rice back to Stones. Stones gives it to Anderson. Anderson inside his own half. And gives it across now to Reece James. Actually, that's actually Konsa. Konsa gives it to Reece James. Reece James now inside to Anderson. Anderson flicks it up to Madueke and then to Bellingham. Bellingham goes down, no foul given. It's now Baturina. Baturina is out to that far side, and it's now played back to. It's played back to Pasalic, I believe. No, Baturina, sorry, who's fired that into the net. And Croatia equalise. Absolutely smashed into the top corner past Jordan Pickford. And Croatia have equalised here in Dallas. England's lead has gone. There was claims that Bellingham was fouled there. It was pulled back by Pasalic to Baturina, who batters that into the top corner. And Croatia equalised on 36 minutes here in Dallas. What an entertaining first half this has been. That's the wrong side. Uh, that was a great goal from Baturina, and that will not please Thomas Tuchel one bit how easy that was um for Croatia to get the equaliser there. But Baturina for Croatia has equalised. And we are back level again here. England chasing after another goal, but it's gone all the way through to Livrakovic. And it's now with O'Reilly. O'Reilly cuts inside, gives it back now to Reece James. Reece James. It's now with Anderson. Anderson gives it back to Stones. Stones now to O'Reilly. Down the line to Gordon. Gordon out to Rice. And it's gone out to play there for a throw to Croatia, much to the dismay of Declan Rice. It's now with Vuskovic. Vuskovic. Right, that's that sorted. Let's have a look then. It's going to be a throw on this near side with Josko Gvardiol. Gvardiol launches the ball long up towards, I think it's up towards Musa, but it's been brought down by Bellingham. Bellingham goes down again here, but Baturina still got it. Bellingham gets back up, and in the end, Bellingham's adjudged to have committed a foul there on Baturina. So it's going to be a free kick to Croatia, which Pasalic takes to Modrić, then Modrić plays forward to Sucic. Sucic. It's now with Stanisic. Stanisic gives it back to Satalo. Satalo. He gives it now to Vuskovic. And Vuskovic gives it back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic launches this one long, upfield, towards Musa. It's taken down now. Actually, just to have been a foul on Pasalic. So Croatia get another free kick. Not quite convinced about that one myself, but there we go. It's now with Stanisic. Stanisic to Modrić. Modrić now gives it inside to Vuskovic. Vuskovic now plays it down to Baturina. Baturina turns it back to Vuskovic. And Vuskovic inside now to Satalo. Satalo to Stanisic. Stanisic gives it back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic now dinks it out to this other side to Perisic. But that's gone out for a throw. So that's going to be a throw now to England on the near side, which Reece James will take. And he's played it back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa to Stones. Stones has it now. And he's just strolling towards and plays it inside to Anderson. Anderson to Konsa. Konsa gives it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now out to Stones. And Stones now across to Konsa. Konsa down the line to James. James now plays it inside to Anderson, who flicks it over the top. Looking there for the run of Madueke. But Vuskovic heads out, and that's going to be a throw to England on this near side. Is it? Actually, it might be a corner. Corner on this near side for England, which will be taken by Declan Rice as he strolls across to this near side And all the England players get ready and set for their routine for the corner. And on this near side, Declan Rice gets ready to deliver an in-swinging corner. Actually, he's going to outswing. He's got Madueke next to him as Declan Rice. Whips in the corner. It's headed down by Kane, and it's in. It's 2, and Harry Kane scores again. What a corner and what a header, and Harry Kane scores on 41 minutes and puts England back into the lead. Kane on 41 minutes scores and puts England back into the lead. Great corner and a great header. He ghosts away from his man there, as Harry Kane, and just heads it into the bottom corner. Same corner as his penalty, and straight past the outstretching Livrakovic, who couldn't quite get down there anyway. And England lead again here in Dallas. Croatia weren't level for long, and they've got it all to do again here. But a great corner and a great header from Harry Kane. He now equals England's record with England's. He he equals Gary Lineker's record for England. Got there eventually. And it's now with Modrić, who plays it back to Vuskovic. Vuskovic clears long and out of play to this near side, and it's going to go all the way through and out of play for a goal kick for Jordan Pickford. Which Konsa's going to go and grab the ball for him there. 43 minutes played here, and it's England 2, Croatia 1. And Konsa gets ready to take this across to Pickford. Pickford now gets ready to launch this one forward, upfield. And Satalo jumps ahead of Gordon there. It's now with, well, it was going to be out towards the onrushing Sušić, but I think it's gone out of play. But it's now with Pasalic, now to Vuskovic. It's won there by Madueke, but he couldn't quite get hold of it there. So it's now with Satalo. Satalo back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic has it now and just enters the edge of the D. Does Livrakovic, slowing it down here and keeps it slow and carries on, keeping it slow. Looking at the buoyant England fans there as Livrakovic clears it out towards Perisic, and then it's flicked on there to the onrushing Batterina, but it's now to Pickford. Pickford plays it out to Stones. John Stones. Now to O'Reilly. O'Reilly turns, gets it away and plays it inside to Rice. Declan Rice now goes charging forward and plays it back out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly going towards the edge of the box now is O'Reilly. Then plays it back there to Gordon. Gordon to Bellingham. Bellingham now goes down, and this time England do get the free kick. Your 2-1 is on Ashley, indeed. Totally agree there. Bellingham does get fouled there by Pasalic, so it is going to be a free kick to England. Croatia's manager Zlatko Dalic doesn't agree, but it was a free kick and another chance for England here. We're heading up towards added time here in the first half. At half time, I will be taking a quick break. You will all hear the half time tune whilst we are on the break, and I'll come back for the second half. But we'll see this free kick first. There's going to be 5 minutes of added time here in Dallas. So that's 5 minutes showing on the screen. And the free kick is a good, I'd say, 25 yards out. Reece James and Noni Madueke are over this as Livrakovic organises his wall. Reece James and Madueke are still waiting to take this here. Clement Turpin has taken a very long time to organise things. But Madueke and Reece James now step back. And Clement Turpin says halt. He is not happy with something else now. Get on with it, referee. And now I think he's ready. And it's going to be taken by Reece James into the midriff of Modrić there. And it's now with Batterina. Batterina. Battling with Gordon. It comes off Anthony Gordon out for a Croatia throw. Really poor free kick there from Reece James in the end. And it's going to... And it went out for a throw. Which Satalo is going to take over on that far side. The Croatia right. And launches it now down the line. And it's flipped from the air by O'Reilly and comes down to Batterina. Batterina gives it out to this near side to Perisic. Perisic now puts inside and gives it to well, I think that was given inside to Modrić, and then it's now with Gvardiol. Gvardiol gives it back now to Batterina. Batterina now to that near side, that far side, sorry, to Satalo. Satalo now gives it down to Modrić. Modrić. It's now with Gvardiol. Gvardiol gives it back to Modrić. Modrić now carries it forward and gives it across to Stanisic, Vuskovic. Vuskovic to Satalo. Satalo now gives it inside to Pasalic. Pasalic over the top towards Perisic. Perisic charging forward. Their opinion has gone out of play, Reece James, and it had gone out of play, so England have got the throw on this near side. As we look again here at that really powerful header from Harry Kane, which separates the two sides in this first half. Harry Kane with 2 on the night, a penalty and a header. Can England get any more? It's launched now with from Reece James upfield, but it's won there by Satalo. But now only finds Madueke to Kane. Kane inside. Now he's gone down, but it's with Perisic. Perisic plays it inside to Modrić, and Modrić now to Batterina. Batterina across to Pasalic, and it's way over the bar. The shot there from Pasalic, easy for Jordan Pickford. Harry Kane is complaining that he was stamped on there, but Clement Turpin is not interested, and it's going to be a goal kick for England anyway, which Jordan Pickford will take in just a second. He did get a knock there, did Harry Kane, but I don't think it's too much to be complaining about. So Jordan Pickford takes this goal kick long up towards Anthony Gordon, but again, Satalo wins it. And it's now with Stanisic and into the middle now to Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Modrić. Modrić runs into Harry Kane, and he's given a foul. Modrić wins it back. I think that was given probably Harry for you blocking off Modrić too physically. And Croatia have taken the free kick. It's now with Gvardiol to Pasalic. Pasalic now to Perisic. Perisic. Back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now inside to Modrić. Modrić charging forward and into over halfway. And it's now given to Satalo. Satalo. And he plays it inside to Vuskovic. And Vuskovic now to Gvardiol. Gvardiol wider to Batterina. Batterina plays it across to to Pasalic. Pasalic now to Vuskovic, and Vuskovic to Satalo. Back to Vuskovic. Now inside to Pasalic. Pasalic dinked it over the top. Looking there for Musa, who flicked on. And the shot into the back of the net there by the number 26 for Croatia, Musa. And Croatia have equalised. There is a touch of whether that's offside, but Croatia have scored, and it is Petar Musa, the Croatian striker. Let's have a look at this again here. Ooh, that's very tight, that one. Peter Musa, from the flick on, Peter Musa's onside, but it's whether the guy that flicks it on there, I think that's Batterina that flicks it on. Actually, no, it's Perisic that flicks it on. Out towards Musa. It then goes through everybody, through James and Pickford, and into the empty net. Peter Musa has at the moment scored. It's whether or not he is offside or not. And actually, no, that goal counts. Peter Musa has equalised for Croatia. And at the break, it is England 2, Croatia 2. 45 plus 5 for Peter Musa. And it is 2-2 at the break. Harry Kane's lead didn't last all that long here in Dallas. It lasted all of about 9 minutes. And at the break, we are 2-2. I'm going to take a quick break here and until the second half starts. So we shall see everybody very, very soon. But that is the scoreline at the break. I shall see you all for the second half. Very active first half indeed, Ashley. I agree. Welcome back to Turton Talks' coverage of England versus Croatia here in Dallas. Let's have a quick recap of the first half. We are at 2-2 from a penalty from Harry Kane on a second restart after the keeper came off his line and Harry Kane stuttered in his run-up. Then Croatia equalised through Baturina after Jude Bellingham went down and he didn't get a free kick, didn't follow his run, didn't even close him down either. And the ball falls to Baturina, who slams it into the top corner. Then we take the lead again through Harry Kane. The ball from the edge of the corner whipped in. Harry Kane was left unmarked and he headed it down into the far corner. And then Peter Musa scored right at the end of the half to equalise and make it 2-2. Other key points to mention in the game, I think the back five for England has not looked very solid so far in this early game in the World Cup. Jordan Pickford keeps coming out of his goal, thinking his friend's Beckenbauer. He needs to realise he's just a goalkeeper. Please stay inside your box. Apart from that, I think it's been a pretty eventful half, but one in which we are going to have to come out second half and do a little bit better from. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Saka, Rashford, and maybe even Morgan Rogers in the second half. Might even see a change up front if we need to bring on something like an Ollie Watkins to stretch them at the back. But they've been pretty compact at the back of Croatia. Satalo, Vuskovic, and Gvardiol have definitely got a little bit of a mobility about them. So it's not an easy task, but even so, we've not made it easy for ourselves either, with half of the playing around at the back and not actually giving ourselves an out ball. So we have work to do in the second half, but let's see if we can actually do it. I think that midfield quartet there of Sušić, Modrić, Pasalic, and Baturina definitely are interchanging together, and it's a bit difficult to follow who's who and who's where. But again, that's what a good midfield looks like. They've also got the experience there of Luka Modrić, and then the youth around them with Pasalic, Baturina, and Sušić, which are definitely providing for the Croatian goal scorer Musa this evening. So we'll have to see whether or not we could actually get back into this one. If anybody is watching it has any thoughts, don't forget to drop it in. If you want here on YouTube, then you consider dropping me a follow on Twitch and on New. Don't forget to drop me a follow there as well. And we shall see what occurs. Oh, the lag's coming back again. I don't know why. Hopefully that's enough of it now, though. But yes. So second half, there is a lot to contend with. England's last 5 games, we've only lost one, and that was the friendly against Japan. We beat Costa Rica 3-0. We beat New Zealand 1-0 in the 2 friendlies over in America. Then we lost the last friendly on English soil to Japan. We drew against Uruguay in the other friendly. And then for Croatia, they've won 3 and lost 2. I think that first half showed there definitely goals in the second half. So we're in for a bit of a high scoring game in this one. It's definitely a good one for the neutrals to watch as well today. So we'll have to see how it goes. England are just about coming out here for the second half. Doesn't look like there are any changes as of yet for the Three Lions. I'm going to stick the team graphic back up on the screen for us now. Take down that one. That'll come back up at full time. So let's have that one back on the screen here. So Croatia are going to get us underway in just a second here. Let me just grab that. And we shall see what happens in the second half then, shall we? The first half was eventful. Let's see if the second half is just as eventful. Here in Dallas, as Thomas Tuchel returns back to his technical area. And we are back and underway with Luka Modrić kicking us off here. And it's gone forward and it's actually been flicked back there by Ezri Konsa to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now bowls it out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly out there now, still dragging it round and gives it to Gordon. Gordon now back to Rice. Rice across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to James. James back inside to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to Elliot Anderson. Anderson to Bellingham. Bellingham inside his own half and gives it to Reece James. Actually, that's to Konsa. Now it's with Reece James. Now to Stones. Stones down the line to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now turns and gives it back inside to John Stones. Stones. And he slows it down. And he goes one way and then the other. And then goes just over halfway and gives it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly down the line to Gordon. Gordon now to O'Reilly. O'Reilly back inside to Stones. Stones now to Konsa. Konsa now gives it wider to Reece James. And Reece James now to Anderson, who plays the ball through the gap, now looking towards Bellingham. Bellingham charging towards the box now with Jude Bellingham. And hits the shot. And Jude Bellingham scores. And England's now 3-2 up. Jude Bellingham early on hits the ball across the goal and into that far corner. Great ball from Elliot Anderson to find Jude Bellingham. And then Jude Bellingham scores his first goal in the World Cup. And that makes it England 3, Croatia 2. I told you there'd be goals in this one. But on 46 minutes, Jude Bellingham puts England back ahead here in Dallas. That's a great ball from Elliot Anderson and then a great finish by Jude Bellingham early in the second half. And it's now with Gvardiol. Gvardiol now to Vuskovic. Vuskovic now down to Satalo. Satalo to Stanisic. Stanisic. And O'Reilly now tries to play his ball around the corner. Gordon chasing after it. And Livakovic has played this quickly out. It's deflected now to Rice, and Rice now to Bellingham. Bellingham into the box, hits it, saved by Livakovic down low, and that goes out for a corner. Another chance there for Jude Bellingham, nearly to get a second in the game. Good start to the second half here for England. Exactly what we needed was an early start and an early goal, and it seems to have woken us up here to go after a second. And Declan Rice is going to take this from this near side. By second, I mean second in the second half. Fourth in the actual game as a whole is now what we're chasing as Declan Rice gets ready to take this corner on this near side. It's going to be an in-swinger. Rice into the box. Comes down to Kane and he heads it wide. Actually, no, that was O'Reilly that heads that wide. Sorry, not Kane. Right over Kane's head. Back to, actually, yeah, it was O'Reilly who heads this one down and it goes wide instead of towards that near post. Really, that header should have gone across the goal instead of towards that near post. But England are having chances as Livakovic now clears this one long. And it's one back there by O'Reilly and flicked on there by Rice, but it's now back with Satalo. Satalo now to Livakovic. Livakovic now clears long up towards that far side, but it's one back there by Anderson. But he's headed it out of play. It's going to be a throw on that far side now to be taken by Josko Gvardiol. Thomas Tuchel's having a little bit of a moan at something there as Gvardiol gets ready to take this on that far side. Gvardiol throws it in. It's now with Pasalic to Satalo now to Stanisic back to Satalo now gives it inside to Modrić, and Modrić back to Stanisic now gives it back further to Satalo, and Satalo to Livrakovic, and he's now going to play this one long over the top, looking there for Musa takes it down now by Baturina, and Baturina goes down, and there's a free kick given there by Clement Turpin, and it's going to be an early free kick now, which Luka Modrić is going to take when everybody's in position. Luka Modrić gets ready for this one. And still we wait. And now Luka Modrić dinks it into the box. It's flicked out by Kane. Only for now is Anderson. Anderson to Bellingham. Bellingham plays it now to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon tries to play in Midweke, but it's blocked there by Pasalic. And it's now back to Modrić. Modrić now down the line to this next side with number 14, which is Perisic. It's now cleared all the way up and taken down by O'Reilly. O'Reilly, good shows, good strength there. And now plays to Declan Rice. Rice charging towards the edge of the box as Declan Rice. He has a shot. Great save by Dominic Livrakovic. As Declan Rice hits that towards the top corner, Dominic Livrakovic, long outstretched arms, pushes that behind. And that was another good chance there for England and Declan Rice. What a great save, though, from Livrakovic. And England have another corner. We're taking on the far side this time. And it's going to be Declan Rice to take that on the far side. England improving in the second half. Can they make use of this dominance and these chances and put themselves further ahead? It's going to be an outswinger this time from Declan Rice on that far side. Rice takes the corner into the box. It's flicked out there by Perisic. Comes back down to Declan Rice. Rice beats his man, puts the ball across, and it's put behind again there by Ivan Perisic for another corner. More England dominance in the early in the second half. 52 minutes played here. England 3, Croatia 2. And Rice gets ready to take this again here. And Rice now plays it back there to Midweke. It's now with James. James to Anderson. Anderson now plays it back out to that far side. A deep loot ball to Rice, who heads it inside now towards Midweke. Midweke goes down under a tackle there from Modrić, and I believe the referee has given a goal kick. So he obviously doesn't adjudge that to have been a foul. It's not really a foul. It's just a collision. It's a well-timed tackle there from Modrić, and it's going to be a goal kick for Dominic Livrakovic. Livrakovic launches this one down the field, and it's going to be claimed there by Stones. Stones now to Rice. Rice goes back now to Stones, and Stones gives it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford plays it out to Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa gives it back to John Stones. Please stop faffing about with it. Pickford has still kept hold of it. Kane's dropped all the way back towards the edge of his own box here, but it's now given to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now gives it back to John Stones, and John Stones into Anderson. Anderson back to Pickford. Pickford now out to Konsa. Konsa now gives it to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham now to James. James to Harry Kane. Kane inside his own half, charging forward into the space, and now gives it wider to Madweke. Madweke charging towards the edge of the box, gives it round Gvardiol towards Reece James, and again it's got out for another corner here for England, and that gets applause from Thomas Tuchel. And Declan Rice is going to have to go out to that far side again to take this corner. Let's see if we can make this one count. Declan Rice gets ready to take this. Another out swinging corner from the far side. Declan Rice puts his arm up, whips it into the box. It's flicked on, and another save, Harry Kane heads on, and it's now come out as far as James. James down to Rice. Rice whips the ball in. It's flicked all the way through, and did that come off a Croatian head there? Let's have another look at this replay. The first header comes from O'Reilly, which was saved. It then comes back down again to Anthony Gordon and is pushed out again and somehow avoids Harry Kane. And Declan Rice has now got a corner on this near side to take, as it was flicked off of a Croatian head and out there last time. The referee has stopped play here, though. He is currently listening to VAR. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. And we seem to be okay. So we're going to get this corner from Declan Rice. Declan Rice now puts his arm up again and whips in this next corner into the box. It's punched away there by Livrakovic. Only out as far now as Anthony Gordon with a throw. It's now down and the ball's been looped up and over everyone. And then O'Reilly takes it down. It comes down as far as Madueke. Madueke now to Kane. Kane into the box. Hits a shot. Saved. Comes down. Kane then loops a shot. And it's saved again there by Livrakovic. It's now come down towards Bellingham, who goes in and wins it. It's now out their side with Gordon, but the ball's been whipped in. And Kane couldn't quite get there. And the ball's gone all the way out the box and out towards halfway. We're currently looking at Harry Kane though on our monitors. So real good early chances, good chances here for England. With Livrakovic has been saving a lot of them. He's now gone down, Livrakovic. He's trying to say he's injured. As the ball went in that time, Kane collides with Livrakovic, and I think that was Satalo. And there is going to be a change here for Croatia. Mateo Kovacic is going to be replacing Luka Modrić. So Mateo Kovacic is replacing Luka Modrić. That's number 8. Mateo Kovacic is on. Luka Modrić is off. And the ball's now with Konsa, and Konsa to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now plays it out to Konsa. Konsa now to Reece James. Reece James goes back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now gives it to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now slides it to John Stones. John Stones carries the ball now towards halfway and gives it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, the ball comes bouncing off Stanisic out for a throw here for England, and O'Reilly will take. O'Reilly gives it back to Stones, and Stones goes all the way back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now comes strolling out of his box. Please be careful, Jordan. It's now played wider still to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to Bellingham, and Bellingham to Reece James. Back to Konsa, and he goes back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now clears this one long over the top, looking towards Madueke. Can't quite get there. It's now with James heads forward to Bellingham. Bellingham twists and turns, and then comes ball inside to Stones. Stones now back to Bellingham. Bellingham turns and goes out to James. James now to Anderson. Elliot Anderson brings us across the field to this near side, and then to Rice, back to Anderson. Now it's with John Stones to Rice, and Rice now too much on that in front of O'Reilly, and it goes out of play for a throw to Croatia on this near side. Just a little bit of a drop off in the first couple of minutes from England. A couple of sloppy passes. They need to get their heads back in the game again. It's now with Livrakovic. Livrakovic, Kles long, upfield. And it's now flicked on by Suchik, but it's gone down to John Stones. John Stones carries it forward and loops the ball over the top there, looking for the run of Anthony Gordon. Too much on that, and it's going to go out for a Croatia throw right next to their own corner flag. This is an opportunity for England to pen in Croatia. And it's now with Satalo, who's going to take this throw on this near side. And now we're gone here. It's England 3, Croatia 2. And that ball's eventually gone back out of play from the throw for a goal kick to Livrakovic. Deep in thought, there is Zlatko Dalic on the Croatian bench there with his coaches, looking at what they could possibly do to get back into this one, as Livrakovic clears this one long up towards Musa. It's then flicked on, but Reece James should be able to get to that and plays it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now clears this one out to O'Reilly quickly, and O'Reilly turns. Still turns, then gives it back to Stones. Stones now clears this one long under pressure and gives it away to Satalo. In the end, England do get the free kick for a foul there on John Stones. And that was a foul by Ivan Perisic on John Stones. So England will have a free kick, and O'Reilly's played this one back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now gets the ball out and gives it to Ezri Konsa. Konsa slows it down and plays it for the gap to Anderson. Anderson now to Reece James, who gives it back to Konsa. Konsa now gives it all the way back to Pickford. Pickford now launches this one out to this near side towards Anthony Gordon, but he was already off the field. That's out of play for a throw. That's been pointless all game. I don't know why we've bothered playing that ball out there. Satalo, it's now inside towards Kovacic. He goes down under the foul there from, I think that was a cross between O'Reilly and Kane. And it's now gone back to Vuskovic. Vuskovic to Gvardio. Gvardio now down the line towards Palisic. It's now gone back to Gvardio. Gvardio now inside and back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic clears long, upfield, up towards Musa, but Konsta's headed on. It's now come all the way further down towards Stanisic. Stanisic now to Kovacic, back to Satalo, and Satalo goes all the way back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic now across to Vuskovic, but it's now back with Satalo. Satalo now plays it out to this near side with Stanisic. And Stanisic now to Satalo, plays it over the top. It's claimed now back with Stones. Stones in the middle to James. James now plays it all the way back to Elliot Anderson. And for some reason, we're now looking at somebody in the crowd, even though the ball's still in play. Stones now goes back to Pickford. Pickford. We're not going to get anywhere with just having it with Jordan Pickford. And he's played it out now around the corner towards Declan Rice. That was nearly a risky ball. It's now with O'Reilly. O'Reilly brings it inside. Good control there by O'Reilly. In the end, he does lose out though. And it's now with Perisic. Perisic down this near side to Suchik. Suchik cuts inside, gives it back to Perisic, but he would have been offside. England needs to be careful with this sloppy play in the middle of the park, giving the ball back to Croatia, though, because we are going to get punished again at some point if we do carry on messing around with this. Suchik tried to bring this ball inside. I think he was playing it round. And in the end, Perisic does actually go to play it. And he would have been offside. So we've had the free kick, and Constance taken it to James. James now plays down line to Madueke. Madueke into Bellingham. Bellingham turns and then plays it inside to Anderson. Anderson goes down and gets the free kick. Under a foul there, and Anderson looks in a little bit of pain from a foul from Mateo Kovacic here. As he turns, he goes into the next spin. Kovacic just trips him, and it's going to be a free kick, which Reece James is going to get ready to take. Just over the halfway line, over on the right-hand side. And he's now going to play it back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to Anderson, Anderson to Reece James. Reece James now plays it forward to Bellingham. Bellingham turns, then plays it back to Reece James. Reece James now out to Madueke. Madueke turns, plays it inside to Bellingham. Bellingham now dinks the ball back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now plays it forward to O'Reilly. And O'Reilly to John Stones. Stones now to Rice and Rice to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now down towards Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon, good play that from Anthony Gordon. And he tries to go round to Stanisic. And then Tarlo's tidied up. And I think eventually it's judged that it did actually go out of play there. And there's going to have to be a throw for Croatia. That took a long time to be given, but in the end it has been given. And there's now going to be a few more changes for Croatia. Got another Pasalic coming on here. So number 22, which is Luka Vuskovic. He is leaving the field. And it's going to be Marko Pasalic that's coming on. And also Petar Musa has come off. And on comes Matanovic. So let's just get this right. We have Matanovic up front. Igor Matanovic. He's gone on up front. And we've brought on Marko Pasalic to the channel with Mario Pasalic because it loves to give me a challenge. Reece James has it. James now goes back to Konsa and Konsa now to Pickford. Pickford, he turns and plays it out to John Stones. Maybe that shove on Jordan Pickford might actually stop him from constantly messing around with it at the back. It does absolutely no good for anybody, and it's just we're gonna concede from it at some point if he doesn't stop doing it. I don't know why we've got this obsession with playing around at the back and thinking that we're Brazil and Spain put together. Like, stop it. So that's number 20, number 24. So 24, Marko Pasalic. As the ball is now over on that far side and played inside towards Marko Pasalic, and Gvardiol clears inside now to Suchik, but it's now with Konsa to John Stones, and John Stones does go back to Jordan and Pickford. Right, let me just complete this. Igor Matanovic, 20. Right, so the graphic should now be all correct again, and it's now with Anthony Gordon. Gordon turns and gives it to Declan Rice. Rice now to John Stones. Stones to Anderson. Anderson. He gives it back to Stones, and Stones now goes across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa looks up, turns, then comes back on the inside, and still has it, does Ezri Konsa, and now plays it across to Declan Rice. No, that was Anderson to Declan Rice. Rice now on this near side, cuts inside, and plays it across to Konsa. Konsa. Down the line now to Madueke. Madueke inside the Croatian half. Dinks the ball into the box. Kane heads on towards Anthony Gordon, who hits a shot which is blocked. It's now come down as far as Kovacic. And now Bellingham goes in for a tackle on Stanisic, and it's got out of play for a Croatian throw. There might be the drinks break here, but I know that England are also planning on making a couple of changes themselves. But we have reached the second half hydration break with England 3-2 up here. We are definitely having a lot more chances. I would like to see us stop playing around at the back so much, though, because that is so anxiety-inducing. And Jordan Pickford definitely needs to get rid of the ball quicker. But apart from that, not really seen too much from Croatia in the second half so far. But again, it was after the drinks break that they improved the last time. The England have had a few chances from corners, which have been saved by Livrakovic. But in the end, it was the all-important Jude Bellingham goal, which has put us ahead here in Dallas, leading up to this hydration break. I can see that Marcus Rashford and Morgan Rogers are ready. So we are going to see a couple of additions here, which should hopefully aid our ability of getting up the field. Oh. So the stats currently look like this. Once they load. 56% possession to 44%, 19 total shots to Croatia's 4, 10 shots on target to Croatia's 2, big chances 6 to Croatia's 1, corners 8 to 1, and the XG is 2.62 to Croatia's 0.2. They are the stats so far at the hydration break, the last hydration break of the game, and we're into the final 20 minutes here, plus added time in Dallas. Once we actually get back underway after this 3-minute hydration break, there will be at least 3 minutes added on at the end of this because obviously they add on the hydration break time. So anything other than that, you'll probably expect about 5 minutes again. So that is that. We'll see what the England changes are after this, but I can definitely see that Marcus Rashford is ready. I also know Morgan Rogers is ready as well. So it'll be interesting to see who Thomas Tuchel is switching out and in. We can find that out now, as Morgan Rogers is definitely ready. So let's go and see what's happening here. Morgan Rogers and Bukayo Saka is also ready. A triple change for England. I'm guessing that's going to be every single one of the 3 behind Harry Kane then. That'll be an interesting little change. So we're seeing Declan Rice come off for Morgan Rogers. So Declan Rice is off. Anthony Gordon is off. And Madueke is also coming off. So we're keeping on Jude Bellingham out of the 3. And it's Saka, Rogers, and Rashford. So let's get this all set up ready. So Morgan Rogers, 17. Morgan Rogers. That side's going to be number 7, Bukayo Saka. And the left side will be number 11, Marcus Rashford. Okay, so here we go then. After the England changes. There has been so many chances indeed, Ashley. I thought I'd responded to that comment. I've just seen that. But there has been so many chances. I totally agree. It looks like we've got a free kick with Jordan Pickford. I've missed exactly what for because I was adjusting the subs. But Jordan Pickford gets ready to take this on the far side. And he's going to launch this one long upfield, up towards Harry Kane. Headed down towards Anderson, but it's now one back there by Rogers. Rogers, play on. Inside towards Kane. Back to Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers box towards Saka. And then he's lost out there. And it's now towards Suchek. Suchek turns. And then gives it back to Kovacic. Kovacic comes charging out towards the halfway line. Musa's lost out to Stones. And then it's gone to O'Reilly and back to Pickford. Pickford now. Gives it out towards Ezri Konsa. Konsa now down the line to Reece James. Reece James inside to Rogers. Now to James. James now plays it out to this near side towards Marcus Rashford, who is now going to charge after this towards Livakovic. Can't quite get there. Livakovic has cleared that away from him. It was a bit of a risky chance though. And now it's with the number 24 for Croatia, Marko Pasalic. And it's gone out of play for a throw to England, I believe, in the end there. But Marcus Rashford did have a bit of a chance there of charging after that one, but it's now back with Croatia and Kovacic has played that wide to the number 16 there, which is Batarina, and it's now back with Livrakovic, and Livrakovic now out to Satalo. Back to Livrakovic. It's now with Gvardiol. Back to Livrakovic. Now to Gvardiol again here. Gvardiol carrying the ball forward and turns and plays it inside to Mateo Kovacic. Carrying the ball forward and plays it down to Mario Pasalic. Mario Pasalic now down the line further to Marco Pasalic, who dinks it in, but headed out by Stones to Bellingham. Bellingham's now lost it out to Stanisic. Stanisic to Marco Pasalic. Cuts inside. Here's a shot. Pickford. Good save. It comes down now with... And Anderson's got to clear this. Anderson now down towards Rashford. But it's flicked up there by Satalo. And that should easily be claimed by Jordan Pickford. 15 minutes to go here plus added time in this second half. And it's now back with Jordan Pickford. Pickford now to Stones. Stones now gives it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now plays it to Rashford. Rashford. It's now with Stones. John Stones. It's now to Anderson. Anderson now gives it to Konsa to Saka. Saka turns and gives it out, goes straight out of play for a throw, which Perisic takes quickly inside towards Suchek. Suchek's shot saved there again by Pickford, and he gets up and slows everything down here. And Pickford now is going to bowl this one out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly was now looking at the replay of that shot. I think it's actually by Marco Pasalic that had that shot. It's now actually with Konsa. Konsa dinks it into the middle of the park there towards Kane. But now it's won back by Mario Pasalic. Now to Kovacic, and Kovacic down that far side to Ivan Perisic. And it's now come back to, I believe it's now come back down to Kovacic, and now inside to Suchek, and Suchek back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now. It's now with Mario Pasalic. Now to Marco Pasalic. Down the line to Stanisic. Blocked there at source by John Stones, and it's actually going to be offside, so England get a free kick. And England need to push up a bit now. They're getting a bit penned in by Croatia, and it would be very good time for England to have a bit more dominance, because Croatia are definitely starting to grow into this and put us a bit under pressure. When there's that one goal only in it, we know what can happen with the other two goals we've had so far in this game. As there's another change here for Croatia, as Mario Pasalic has come off. Mario Pasalic has come off. And on comes number 13, Nikola Vlasic. Doesn't get any easier for me. Okay. That's the 5 changes though for Croatia, because also coming on is, we've also seen going off here, Martin Batarina has come off and come on, and his replacement was number 9, Andre Kramaric. So Kramaric has also come on. So that's the 5 changes for Croatia done. England still have 2 in the bank here. Oh no, they have 1 less, as we've now made another change. Number 10, this is strange. Number 10, Jude Bellingham has gone off, and on comes Jed Spence. So, not quite sure what the reshuffle is here, but Jed Spence is now on. Number 25, Jed Spence. Jed Spence. Okay, here we go then. It's now gone round the corner towards Vlasic. Vlasic now inside, but it's now headed on by Anderson. Anderson. It's come down to Suchik, and Suchik to Kovacic. Kovacic inside towards Kramaric. It's now back to Kovacic. Wide to Vlasic. Nope, that's Perisic. Perisic now around the corner to Kramaric. Kramaric out on that far side. Whips the ball in. Punched out by Jordan Pickford. Suchik then fires that one in over the bar. With 10 minutes to go here, plus added time, Croatia are still turning the screw, chasing after that equaliser. It's now with, well, it was with Stones, but it's gone bouncing out there for a throw to England, which O'Reilly is going to take. And O'Reilly's going to throw this one back to John Stones. Stones now goes back to Pickford. Pickford now dinks this one into the middle to Kane, who's flicked it up. And then Rashford jumps to try and head that, and then Kane goes back in. And it's now gone down to Rodgers. Rodgers to O'Reilly. O'Reilly goes back to Pickford. Pickford now clears this one out to the right-hand side to Spence. Spence now to Rodgers. Rodgers goes charging forward. It's played through the gap there. Looking there for the run of Jed Spence. It's slipped but saved by Livakovic. It comes out only as far there as Reece James now to Anderson. Anderson turns and plays it now to Rashford. Rashford now to O'Reilly. O'Reilly. It's now with Stones. Stones to Anderson. Anderson now down this near side to Rashford. Rashford having a run there at Marco Pasalic, and Pasalic manages to get it back. Only given as far now as Reece James to Kane, but it's adjudged that Reece James has fouled the number 20 for Croatia, Matanovic. It's now with Kovacic, and Kovacic to Gvardiol. Gvardiol down the line to Perisic. Perisic now to Kovacic. Kovacic now to Suchik. Suchik now down to the near side to Marco Pasalic. Marco Pasalic inside to that was Stanisic. It's now cleared away by Rashford, only as far as Kovacic. Kovacic now to forward to Kramaric. Kramaric now to Kovacic. Kovacic dinks it out to this near side to Stanisic. Stanisic inside to Vlasic. It's now with Suchik. Suchik now across to Gvardiol. Gvardiol dinks it into the box. And Pickford comes out, doesn't quite get there, but Kramaric has now claimed it outside the area and gets ready to put this ball back into the box. It's blocked and out by Saka. Only now as far as the on-rushing, I think that was Satalo. And it's now with Stanisic. Stanisic down this near side to Marco Pasalic. Pasalic now dinks it into the box. Saka clears. Only as far as Kovacic. Kovacic now charging into the middle of the park. Has a shot, and it's easily claimed by Jordan Pickford. With 6 minutes to go plus added time. Pickford now out to Konsa. Konsa now dinks it out to that far side and given away there. But I think it's got out of play anyway off of Perisic. And it's going to be a throw to England on that far side, which Jed Spence is going to take backwards to Ezri Konsa. Konsa goes back to Pickford. Pickford now gives it to John Stones. Stones now inside to Anderson. Anderson back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa. He now gives it to Jed Spence. Spence now to James. James plays it forward to Saka. Saka turns, manages to get round his man and play it inside to Rodgers. Rodgers to Spence. Spence now to Saka. Saka plays it into Rashford. Rashford turns, gets his box, hits a shot, and it's 4. Marcus Rashford slides into the bottom corner after checking onto his other foot and fires it past Livrakovic. And England now have a 2-goal advantage for the first time in the game over Croatia, but we have not made it easy. Marcus Rashford gets the World Cup goal on 85 minutes after the run there from Bukayo Saka into Rodgers. There's a bit of interplay there between Spence and Saka before Saka plays it down to Rashford, who cuts inside, then on his right foot, curls it into the bottom corner past Dominic Livrakovic. And it's now England 4, Croatia 2. Wow. What a night this has been. We're clocking up towards 86 minutes now on the clock. There's surely going to be some more added time here. Maybe England go after a fifth. But that's a goal for Marcus Rashford. And the referee is now... There's another change here, which must be for England. And number 5 for England, John Stones, is leaving the field. And on his place is number 6, Mark Guahi. So Mark Guahi, who probably was unlucky not to start the game, he's now going to come on to partner Ezri Konsa. Smart decision, as John Stones hasn't played a lot of football this season, so probably now deserves to get a little bit of a rest. And it's now Satalo. And it's one back there off Suchik. And in the end, it's given away again to Kovacic. Kovacic. It's now inside to Kramer. It's one back again there to Anderson. Anderson now to Guahi. Guahi turns. And it's now with Konsa. Konsa gives it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now clears long out to this near side towards Anderson. Anderson turns and gives it inside to Kane. Kane now slows it down and plays it across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now looks up and plays it across to Mark Guahi. Guahi now down the near side to O'Reilly. O'Reilly further down now to Rashford. Rashford gives it away looking for Kane. But it's now to the number 6, Satalo, and Satalo to Gvardiol. Gvardiol. Now out to Vlasic. Vlasic back to Gvardiol. One back there by Spence to Saka. Saka now into the midfield to James. James plays the ball forward towards Jed Spence. Can't quite take that under his spell. And that's gone out for a throw to Croatia, which has been thrown back to Livrakovic. Livrakovic now to Satalo. Hasn't quite got control of that, so Livrakovic clears into the middle of the park. One back there by Guahi and gives it now to O'Reilly. O'Reilly goes into the midfield and takes it over halfway, and then gives it back to Jed Spence. Spence now goes back to Konsa. Konsa now to Reece James, and James to Guahi, and Guahi now to James again. James now gives it to Konsa. Konsa now gives it back across to Mark Guahi. Guahi down the line to Elliot Anderson. Anderson now gives it back inside to Kane, and Kane goes back to Reece James. Reece James across to Ezri Konsa, who plays it forward now to Rodgers. Rodgers to Spence, and Spence out to Bukayo Saka. Saka now gives it back to Jed Spence. Spence dinks it over top, looking there for the run of Morgan Rodgers. Rodgers can't quite get to the ball before it's got out of play, and that's going to be a goal kick for Croatia and Livrakovic to take. Now he gives it to Satalo. Satalo. Inside now to Suchek. Suchek. Now he gives it forward to Vlasic. Vlasic wide now to Perisic. Perisic plays it down the line looking for the run there of Vlasic, which is covered off there now by Ezri Konsa. And that's gone out of play for another throw. I believe that's to England. Might even have been offside and a free kick for Jordan Pickford. It is a free kick, so it must have been offside as we're heading in towards added time here in Dallas. Pickford takes this ball long, upfield, up towards Harry Kane, who goes down. It's taken down by Bukayo Saka anyway, who threads it through towards Morgan Rogers, and it's now out of play for an England throw. And Harry Kane is clutching his ankle. There is going to be 6 minutes of added time here in the second half. So 6 minutes to go. As Harry Kane goes down, well, he went down, it's thrown in by Spence, and it's now with Kovacic. Kovacic. Inside now to Sucic, but it's under pressure there by Anderson. Livakovic now plays it wide to Sutalo. Sutalo, who's chased down there by Marcus Rashford, but it's gone as far now as Stanisic. Stanisic. It's now with Sucic. Sucic. Now to Kovacic, and Kovacic to Gvardiol. Gvardiol. Now dinks it across to this near side, and it's now with Marco Pasalic. Pasalic cuts inside. Now plays it across. And it's come down as far now as Elliot Anderson. Anderson brings it out to the touchline, cuts inside, and then plays it across to Mark Gaihi. Gaihi now passes it out as far as Morgan Rogers to Kane. Kane to O'Reilly, and O'Reilly gives it now to Anderson. Anderson back to O'Reilly, and O'Reilly goes all the way back to Gaihi. Gaihi now launches this one long up towards Rogers. Rogers tries to take it down, gets blocked off by the Croatian, and it's now with Stanisic. Stanisic to Marco Pasalic, and it's won back there by Harry Kane, and it's gone out to play for a throw. England 4, Croatia 2 on England's opening night in the World Cup in Group L. It's now with Gvardiol. He plays it across to Sucic. Petar Sucic. Now gives it down the line to Marco Pasalic. Pasalic into the box. It's headed out by Reece James, only as far as Marco Pasalic. He gives it back now to Sutalo. And Sutalo to Sucic. Sucic across to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now out to Ivan Perisic. Perisic. And it's flicked off of Bukayo Saka. And then in the end, Jordan Pickford claims. We have played nearly 3 minutes of the 6 added on. Here comes Jordan Pickford out to the edge of his area. And then launches this one forward for Harry Kane to try and head on, but Sutalo wins it. He's won all those all night, Sutalo. It's now with Kovacic. Kovacic twists and turns and then plays it out to Kramaric. Kramaric now to Perisic. Perisic goes charging towards the area. Got to try and get past Jed Spence, but Kramaric now flicks it back up to Perisic. And Kramaric hits it into James. Rashford then clears long. It's going to be taken down now by Sutalo. Sutalo. He plays it inside to the Jan Kovacic, but it's now one back there. Oh, I think there's been a foul because it was through towards Saka, but I think there's just been a foul and a free kick there, which Kovacic is going to take down to Sucic. Sucic now to Kovacic. Kovacic. It's now gone wider towards Perisic. Perisic gets towards the edge of the box. It goes off of Jed Spence, and it's going to be a corner for Croatia, which Perisic is going to take. Has this game got one more goal left in it here? As Perisic is going to take this corner on the far side. Ivan Perisic whips the ball in. It comes out now towards O'Reilly. It's flicked on by Sutalo. Down towards Gvardiol, blocked by Kane. It then comes out towards Rashford. Rashford now charging away towards our halfway line. He's got Saka alongside him. Saka now gets it. Gives it back to Rashford. Rashford towards the box. Can't quite get past Sucic there on the run. And Rashford flipped off of Rashford and out for a goal kick. Harry Kane was absolutely knackered already here. I think he's got one into the private area as well, which would be incredibly painful for him as he blocked the shot there from Josko Vardiol from that earlier chance. And it's now won back by Rodgers. Rodgers turns, goes down, and gets the free kick there. Good play there from Morgan Rodgers. I've been impressed with Rodgers since he's come on here. Great play. With about a minute to go here in Dallas. It's played forward to Anderson. Elliot Anderson into the box. It's won back there by Marco Pasalic. And out of play for, I believe, an England throw. The throw's been taken inside towards, it's flicked on towards Kane, who skies that into the crowd. Just keep hold of it, Harry. Really should have kept hold of that one, but as it is, that wasn't the case. And it's now with Perisic. Perisic over the top, looking towards Vlasic. It's now with Kramaric. Kramaric. And it's into the hands there of Jordan Pickford. We have played 96 minutes and there's 6 minutes added on. And that's it. England have beaten Croatia by 4-2 here in Dallas. Let's have a recap of how everything looks here in Dallas at full time. It has ended England 4, Croatia 2. Goals from Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford, and then Battery and Busa in the first half for Croatia. But at the end of the day, it is England that come out on top with a 4-2 scoreline, and they will go to the top of the group as it stands for the midnight kickoff between Ghana and Panama. The next England game to be covered will be against Ghana. We'll see how that one goes. They made hard work of it this evening, England, but in the end they do come out victorious. My next game here on Certain Talks will be the United States' game against Australia, when I should hopefully be joined by Phil. Until then, though, I'm going to take tomorrow off after this wonderful stream I've done this evening. If you are new here on YouTube, don't forget to drop me a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are on Twitch, don't forget to drop me a follow. But I shall see everybody next time for the United States' fixture against Australia. But until then, goodbye for now, guys, and thank you all for watching. It's been a very good night for the Three Lions. Goodbye for now.